Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is English Bulletin with me, Utsa Bhadrai. The top stories first. Culture of impunity widespread in Nepal. Stakeholders decry lack of rule of law in the country. CIAA files case against former Chief of Transport Department. 38 others also face charges of corruption. Construction companies to stage nationwide protest, plans to picket Prime Minister's residence in the first phase. Plane crash in densely populated area in Congo, kills 27 people including some on ground. And India crushes Bangladesh in day-night test, sweeps series 2-0. And now the news in detail. Civil society leaders have expressed concerns regarding the culture of impunity and lawlessness in the country. Stakeholders argued that the culture of impunity gives the wrong message to the world. Chairman of the National Human Rights Commission Anubraj Sharma said the lawlessness has increased relatively and the culture of impunity is widespread in the country. Speaking at a program organized by Freedom Forum yesterday, Sharma said all Nepalese are affected in one way or other due to the culture of impunity. During the interaction, senior journalist Harihar Birahi said that there isn't any rule of law in the country. He also accused the government of trying to curtail press freedom.
सबैले न्याय पाउने, स्वतन्त्रता पाउने, कसैको स्वतन्त्रतामाथि कतैबाट हस्तक्षेप नहुने, कानुनको पालना गर्ने र सबैले कानुनको उल्लङ्घन गर्ने सबैले दण्डित हुनुपर्ने पद्धतिको रूपमा यो एउटा विडम्बनापूर्ण स्थितिबाट आज हाम्रो लोकतन्त्र हाम्रो समाज र राज्य गुज्रिरहेको अवस्था छ.
Journalist Sunita Rawal of Freedom Forum, Krishna Acharya of Kantipur and advocate Bishwajit Tiwari were facilitated during the event. The government is preparing to sack those departmental heads who have failed to work as per government's aim and expectations. Minister for Communication and Information Technology Gokul Prasad Baskota, during a review meeting of the ministry, directed secretaries, joint secretaries and the departmental heads to achieve the work progress required to meet the government's objectives. Minister Baskota cautioned everyone that the government will no more tolerate previous habits of making excuses for failing to complete the task. He warned the secretaries, joint secretaries and departmental heads to furnish a written explanation in case they fail to meet their obligations. Submitting work progress report does not necessarily lead to completion of the work, cautioned Minister Baskota. Minister Baskota stated those departmental heads that fail to complete 66% of the work by the second trimester meeting will be considered incapable.
आफ्नो कर्तव्य अनुसार काम भयो वा भएन आफै गर्नुस्. खाली घुम्न दौडिने कुरामा मात्रै र यता र उति फनफनिने कुरामा मात्रै बन्द गर्नुस्. मैले सचिव सहसचिव सबैलाई भन्छु, लामो कुरा छैन. भोलि चाहिँ प्रधानमन्त्री कहाँ जे पेश हुन्छ त्यसपछि अब कुरा यसरी आउँदैन, लिखित आउँछ.
Departments under the Ministry of Communication had submitted their work progress reports during the meeting. A clash occurred at Bhaktapur Cancer Hospital yesterday due to poor management of the hospital. The clash occurred after the old management committee tried to appoint Rupesh Malakar as the CEO and Dipendra Dhital as the medical superintendent of the hospital. A new management committee has been formed under the chairmanship of Sunil Prajapati, chief of Bhaktapur Metropolis. The new committee has alleged the old committee of irregularities while managing the cancer hospital. The old management committee had sued the new management committee, stating the new committee was formed unilaterally by violating the established rules. The district court has already issued an interim order directing the new committee not to execute any new work. However, despite the court order, all hospital works have been done under new management committee. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The Commission for the Investigation of Abuse and Authority has filed a case against the then Chief of Department of Transport Management Ekanta Kuna and 38 others pressing charges of corruption. CIAA has accused the office chief of issuing license to 1,284 individuals illegally despite failing the trial during the months of May, June and July 2012. The then office chief Anand Keshari Pokhrel, including others, have been charged of corruption and avoiding taxes. CIAA has charged Pokhrel of taking bribe worth 9 million rupees and has sought a fine double the amount. CIAA has also pressed charges of corruption against retired engineer Basudev Pokhrel, Police Inspector Murari Mishra, DSP Navaraj Thapa, retired Section Officer Rammani Pokhrel, Section Officers Ishwar Raj Regmi and Shambhu Prasad Thapalia, and current Under Secretaries Dharmaraj Dhungyal and Babulal Regmi. Stakeholders have initiated a 16-day campaign to spread awareness on violence against women. The campaign is being held on the occasion of the International Day for Elimination of Violence Against Women today. Nepal has been organizing awareness campaign every year from November 25 to December 10 to mark this occasion. The focus of this year's campaign is to stand united against rape. Statistics show that rape is on the rise worldwide and therefore stakeholders have given special attention to this campaign. Nepal recorded 480 cases of rape in the fiscal year 2017-2018. According to Nepal Police, the incidence of rape increased to 790 in fiscal year 2018-2019. The rape and subsequent murder of Nirmala Panta in Kanchanpur more than a year ago is still shrouded in mystery. Officials say most of the rape cases are settled outside the court. And now the news from economic front. Construction companies have decided to picket the Prime Minister's official residence in Balwatar today. Organizing a press meet in the capital yesterday, the Federation of Contractors Association of Nepal said that they decided to take such step against the 8th Amendment to the Public Procurement Regulation. They said they will picket the Prime Minister's residence to draw the attention of the government to this issue. The contractors have demanded scrapping the unfavorable provisions. More than 500 contractors from across the country had recently decided to launch a nationwide protest against the amendment. In the first phase, they will be picketing the Prime Minister's residence. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. At least 27 people were killed, including some on the ground, when a small plane crashed into a densely populated neighborhood in the city of Goma in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo yesterday, Reuters quoted a rescue official as saying. According to Reuters, the propeller plane, which was operated by local company Busy Bee, crashed shortly after takeoff en route to the city of Beni, about 250 kilometers to the north. The company said the 19-seater Dornier that had 16 passengers and 2 crew members on board. There were no words yet on what might have caused the accident. Joseph Makundi, the coordinator of rescue services in Goma, told Reuters that 27 bodies had been recovered from the rubble, including those of several people hit by falling debris. US President Donald Trump yesterday accused a witness in the Democratic-led impeachment inquiry of lying. Reuters reported that Trump offered an explanation for the controversial use of his personal lawyer Rudy Giuliani on Ukraine policy, saying Giuliani's crime-fighting abilities were needed to deal with a corrupt country. During the hearings, current and former White House officials and diplomats voiced alarm at Giuliani's activities. Trump made his remark a day after the 5th and final scheduled day of public hearings in the U.S. House of Representatives inquiry, which threatens his presidency even as he seeks a re-election in November 2020. During the testimony on Thursday, David Holmes, a U.S. Embassy official in Ukraine, said under oath that he overheard a July 26 cell phone conversation at a Kyiv restaurant in which Trump loudly pressed a U.S. ambassador to the European Union, Gordon Sondland, for details on whether Ukraine would carry out politically motivated investigations the president was seeking. "I guarantee you that never took place," Trump told Fox News. "That was a total phony deal," he added. U.S. Defense Secretary Mark Esper fired the Navy's top civilian after losing confidence in him over his handling of the high-profile case of a Navy SEAL convicted of battlefield misconduct in Iraq, the Pentagon said yesterday. Reuters reported that U.S. President Donald Trump had publicly opposed taking away the trident pin of the sailor in question, Special Operations Chief Edward Gallagher. Trump had already intervened in Gallagher's case earlier this month, using his authority to restore the decorated officer's rank and pay and allow him to retire later this year on a full pension. Gallagher, 40, was demoted in rank and pay grade after being convicted by a military jury in July of illegally posing for pictures with the corpse of an Islamic State fighter. On November 15, the White House said in a statement that Trump had restored Gallagher's rank and had pardoned 2 army officers accused of war crimes in Afghanistan. Critics had said such actions would undermine military justice and send a message that battlefield atrocities will be tolerated. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Paceman Umesh Yadav claimed 5 wickets as India thrashed Bangladesh in just over 2 days of its first day-night test to sweep the series 2-0 yesterday. Bangladesh was bowled out for 195 in less than an hour of the first session on day 3 in Kolkata, as India won by an innings and 46 runs to record its 12th straight Test series triumph on the home soil. It was a memorable pink ball international debut for India, who became the only team to win 4 consecutive tests by innings margin. Virat Kohli's side, which has now won 7 tests in a row, consolidated its top position in the World Test Championship with 3 successive series sweeps. Mustafiqur Rahim made a valiant 74 before failing to Yadav, and the innings soon folded as Mahmudullah did not return to bat after he had retired hurt on 39 on day 2. India took 8.4 overs to wrap up the game at the Eden Gardens, with Yadav taking the all 3 wickets to field Sunday afternoon. Gonzalo Higuain grabbed the second-half brace to fire Juventus to a 3-1 win at Atlanta to keep the champion top of Serie A on Saturday. Inter Milan are hot on heels of Juve with a comfortable 3-0 win at Torino. Maurizio Sarri's Juve left it late to seal victory after Robin Gosens had nodded Atlanta ahead after 56 minutes. But Higuain hit back with 2 goals in 8 minutes before Paulo Dybala marked his 200th Serie A appearance with the third goal 1 minute into injury time. Juve stays 1 point ahead of second-placed Inter Milan, who outplayed Torino in torrential rain in Turin as Atalanta dropped to sixth place after its fourth league game without a win. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Culture of impunity widespread in Nepal. Stakeholders decry lack of rule of law in the country. CIAA files a case against former Chief of Transport Department. 38 others also face charges of corruption. Construction companies to stage a nationwide protest. Plans to picket Prime Minister's residence in the first phase. Plane crash in densely populated area in Congo kills 27 people, including some on ground. And India crushes Bangladesh in a day-night test, sweeps Series 2-0. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.